Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me. It's been over 2 months since both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X were launched, and I've been spending a lot of time with both consoles. In this video, I'll highlight my positive and negative experiences with both of the systems so far. I'll also explain which console is best for you if you're still undecided on which console to go for. Now remember, anything I say in this video is related to my personal experience with the PS5 and the Series X. I'm not saying anything as fact, it's just personal preference and my opinions. With all that being said, let's begin with the most important thing when it comes to gaming on the home consoles. Yes, you guessed correctly, video games. The PS5 already has some very good exclusives. I've recently finished Miles Morales, Demon's Souls, and I've also spent a lot of time with Astro's Playroom. All of them are great games. Over on the Series X, I've been playing the multi-plats like Cyberpunk, Immortals, Phoenix Rising, and also all of the Game Pass stuff. Cyberpunk was very buggy on old-gen consoles, as I'm sure most of you already know by now, but it ran really well on the Series X, for me anyway. Multiplats also run extremely well on the PlayStation 5. One issue I did run into quite frequently was when playing Miles Morales. It froze up on me a few times and I had to reboot the console, but it was nothing too concerning and it may have been patched by now. Like I've said, I've been playing some of the Game Pass library on the Xbox Series X. I love this service, and the Play Anywhere feature is super cool as well. When my son or my wife are using the TV, I open up the laptop and I can continue my gaming there. And the games coming to Game Pass are getting better all of the time. We've now got the likes of Yakuza 0 and Control on there. It's such good value for money. Now the systems themselves, they're big improvements on the PS4 and the Xbox One for sure. Both consoles turn on from a cold boot in seconds. There were a few issues with the PS5 at launch. Not being able to put it into standby was a bit of a concern. Some people couldn't charge their controller via the front USB port, but I never had this issue. Apart from these teething problems, both consoles have been a breath of fresh air. The load-in times are so fast. I'll be playing something like PUBG, and I load into the lobby in seconds, whilst many of the other guys are just stood still waiting to load in, because they're playing on the older consoles. This has been the sea change for me. Incorporating SSD in these machines has been a game changer. The PS5 and Series X controllers are great. It's the best PlayStation controller there's ever been. And it's the best Xbox controller there's ever been. In fact, it's my favourite gaming pad of all time now. The DualSense in particular is a huge step forward from the DualShock 4, which, like the DualShock 3 before it, it felt a little cheap. I love the PS5 pad. It's weighty, the haptic feedback is fantastic, and it's nice and big, which suits me because I've got rather large hands. Microsoft haven't reinvented the wheel with their design. It's an evolved version of the Xbox One controller. The D-pad is improved, there's now a share button, the handles are gripped, and the triggers are better than ever. The user interface on the PS5 is okay, and I preferred the PS4's dash. I'm not a fan of the new game base thing or whatever it's called, and getting around the PlayStation experience, as it's now called, is a bit of a chore. Why didn't Sony just keep things similar to the cleaner, simpler PS4 UI? I love the PlayStation 4's home screen. I really miss being able to create folders and have everything organised. The Xbox UI will be the same for Xbox One as it is for the Series X owners. Microsoft has kept everything universal in this regard. I hated the Xbox One dashboard when it first launched back in the day, but Microsoft have worked on it over the years, and now the Xbox UI is slicker and much easier to get around. Saying that, both companies need to improve the dashboards on both the PS5 and Series X, and I think they will in time to come. So what machine wins this console war? Neither of them do, because there's no war. They're both awesome. But you have the cash to buy just one of these systems. What do I recommend? Well, if you're looking for a console where you can pay a subscription for a library of video games, old and new, to download and play whenever you want, the Xbox Series X might just be for you. Game Pass right now is the best subscription service available in the gaming landscape. It's incredible value for money, and with Microsoft's recent acquisition of ZeniMax Media, things will only get more interesting on this front. You've also got the EA stuff included with Game Pass as well now, plus like I've already said, you can play a whole load of Game Pass content on your PC as well if someone in your home is using the TV or whatever. It's very cool. There's also backwards compatibility to consider, and the Xbox really impresses here. You can play many original Xbox and Xbox 360 games on the Series X, and there's still lots of very good Xbox 360 games I'm revisiting because I didn't finish them for whatever reason back in the day. Backwards compatibility doesn't really exist on the PS5. I mean, sure, you could play your PS4 games on there, but when it comes to retro gaming, playing your PS3, PS2, PS1 games on there, forget it, you can't. Unless you sub to PlayStation Now, but even then, you can't insert your Metal Gear Solid disc or any old game into the PS5's Blu-ray drive and play it natively. You can do this with a lot of old games on the Series X. Saying all of that, the best studios still develop the games for Sony Entertainment, which means we'll still be getting the awesome PlayStation exclusives on the PS5. There are so many cool games coming to Sony's new console over the next year or two, and the Xbox, in my opinion, remember, still doesn't have exclusives as unique or as interesting as The Last of Us, Bloodborne, Ghosts of Tsushima, and Marvel's Spider-Man. There's just so many awesome PlayStation exclusives. I still haven't got a definitive answer to which console I would buy, so I'll give you the answer. Right now, I prefer the Xbox Series X, and I spend more time there. But I have to stress, both consoles are fantastic, and I love the PS5. Obviously, another factor to always consider is where your friends spend their time online. There's no point buying an Xbox if most of your friends spend their time on the PlayStation platform. If you're not interested in multiplayer and you're looking for a subscription-based method of playing your video games, you really can't go wrong with the Xbox Series X. I might change my mind next week, but right now the Xbox wins, but only just. As always, thank you for watching. Please hit this video up with a like or a thumbs down. If you absolutely hated it, that's fine. Please subscribe to the channel and look out for more content coming your way very soon. Take care.